Hi, I'm Monty, as you know, and I've been in the hot rodding scene for a couple of years now. I sell potatoes for a living, and I build hot rods as a hobby. The seed was planted when I was still in school. I clearly remember I was in standard 6, I think, or grade 8 as they call it these days. I was in a Latin class. One of my buds was drawing a Mark I Escort with massive big wheels and this big blower out of the bonnet. And then went to the CNA and saw a magazine called Cartoons and bought that and was fascinated with the little caricatures of hot rods and things like that. And that's where I think the seed was planted instead at 6. In the old days, I used to buy, fix up, modify, and then sell. And then I started getting into Jeeps and also did the same with that. And then one day I sold my Jeep, and about 6 months later I saw my Jeep again, and the guy fixed it up better than I could do. And then I thought, nah, man, that's terrible. And from then on I vowed I'll only buy and collect and I'll never sell again. So that's what I do. I'm a collector, and I don't sell any of my babies. I don't sell one. They're not for sale. The difference between, let's call it American rodding and here, is I would say the attention to detail. There's a lot of, let's say, lower quality rods, muscle cars in America too, but there's also a lot more higher quality cars, specifically because they have all the parts and stuff there, all the add-ons. They also have massive shows like SEMA and things like that, where the latest tech gadgets are there. So, you know, those guys incorporate it. The other negative factor with regards to rodding in South Africa is obviously the exchange rate. When I started getting involved, you know, we were getting 4 Rand to the dollar. Now, as you know, it's 14, 15 Rand to the dollar. So it's not a cheap exercise. It's an expensive hobby, I must tell you. It's an expensive hobby, and it's especially got to do with the exchange rate. Look, with the advent of a lot more car shows on TV, you know, rodding and restoring of muscle cars, so I think it's growing in South Africa. It's definitely growing. We build hot rods in this garage. This garage has been around, I'd say, 4 or 5 years. It was unplanned when Baron joined me unexpectedly. Baron is the builder of all my cars. He works by himself with no helpers. And as you can see, there's 6 cars around here that he has built that I believe is a world-class build as well. They've all been featured on the SA HotRods covers, which I'm very proud of. And I think that's a massive achievement. So all I can say is I'm very proud of him, and he does good work. This project came to me unexpected. It was somebody that passed away, a friend of ours, and I bought it from the deceased estate and brought it home, and Baron, let's call it my adopted son, he built this magnificent car. It took us about 2 years to do, and a lot of planning went into it, a lot of pre-fitting, a lot of a lot of sweat and a lot of tears too. I must say. But Baron did an excellent job here. I tell you what, this is a world-class build. This is a world-class build. This is a Southern Rods body. It's very unique. It's a glass body. It's not like anyone you can't find one like this in this country. There are two guys in South Africa that have bodies like this, similar to this. As you know, there's one guy in Cape Town and then there's a guy in Pretoria. But it does not have this unique chop. This is a very, very nice chop. It's a very unique chop, and the doors are also different to what they've got. I also decided to go full fender, even though I've got a good friend that lives in the West Coast, and he said to me that it's not a proper hot rod if it's got fenders. So I said to him, watch this space. So this is what we achieved, and I think my friend Jacques will be amazed if he sees it in real life. This is a proper Brookville chassis, stamped chassis. It's got a Peter and Jake's front suspension, chrome front suspension. It's got QA1 shocks on it. It's got a LS1 Corvette motor. It's got a 4L60E box. It's got a Curry 9-inch diff, not a Ford 9-inch, a Curry. It's a fully imported Curry diff in the back. It has discs all round, Woolwood discs all round. It's got a lot of custom stuff in it. It's got a custom radiator, custom snorkel. It's got an aftermarket 92mm throttle body made by Holly. It's got full leather seats, and it's very unique. It's got a fiberglass inner shell as well. It's reinforced in the inside of the cab, so you know, if you any unfortunate incident, you'd be protected on the inside. And it's like I said, it's fiberglass on the inside. It's painted yellow throughout. The chassis is yellow, the underside is yellow, the inside is yellow, the engine is yellow. The only thing that's yellow is not me. I'm not yellow. I'm a red-bodied brother. So I'm red-blooded, I mean. So that's where we are. It's got torque thrust 2s on it, and it's a very unique car.